So shocked face. People are saying, I could have sworn I watched the Academy of Country Music Awards and I heard Kelsea Ballerini and Kenny Chesney singing together. Good
How
morning and welcome to Coffee Country and Cody all over the world on WSM Radio and Circle Television. That's a little sneak peek into what's going to happen at the award show. Kelsey, how did that come together? It's just a beautiful song. You guys
thank
do it so,
you.
so well.
He's my hometown hero. Like I remember being in Knoxville as a kid and listening to songs like I Go Back on the radio, and it was just so crazy to me that he was singing about where I was living, like that he was from where I was living, and doing such amazing things with music in his life. And I've always really looked up to him and admired him. And when I wrote the song, I couldn't not hear him on it. And he signed on the day after we wrote it. The whole song, honestly, in the life it's had so far has happened with such ease, like it's just meant to be. And
Yeah.
um
Well, that
yeah,
opening line where you say half the high school class got drunk and the other half fell in love. I mean, that you had me from the opening lines of the song. It's kind of like, to quote Trace Adkins, you had me from hello.
yeah. Thank you. It's honestly I've never been able to go, this is my favorite song on this record before, and but like
Mm.
this is very much so my favorite song on this record. And we shot the video last week, and we shot it at my high school in Knoxville, and like around my hometown with people that I went to high school with. And it's just like it makes me really emotional because it makes me really proud to be from where I'm from. And the fact that Kenny's on it and is connected to it like I am and invested in it like I am means the world to me. And so to share the stage at the Opry with him Sunday is gonna be, it's gonna be emotional. I'm probably gonna cry. I cry all the time. Everyone knows this. So I'm just gonna like stuff tissues in my back pocket and pray.
So let me get this right. The moments that come to mind immediately as we sit here, just spontaneously for you at the Grand Ole Opry House. So you had Kenny Chesney, the list of Little Big Town, and
Yep.
Carrie Underwood, with whom you've performed. Huh?
If I could go back and tell little me, she wouldn't believe it. Wouldn't believe it.
And on a same night that you've got a 2021 Academy of Country Music female vocalist nomination. So who's your girlfriend closest in this group of fellow nominees? Do you have one in particular that you're closer to?
Carly. I've known Carly since before we both had record deals. We were in this group through our through ASCAP, and we would meet like once a month, and just it was me, her, Jillian, Jacqueline, Hannah Dasher, like this group of maybe 10 women, and we were all just trying to figure out what we were doing and share with the class basically, and just help each other and talk about it, and do it together, because it can feel
Yeah.
really isolated, especially as a woman. And so I just anytime Carly wins, I have this extra level of just happiness for her because I've watched the whole thing just like she's watched it with me. And also just on a personal level, like she's my actual friend. Like we hang out, we drink wine, we talk about what's going on, the real stuff, and so
Yeah.
that adds another level of like when she wins, I'm for anything, or when she has a hit or whatever, I'm like, oh yes, the good ones.
So she had to hide the wine. Meanwhile, you had hold in the
Hole in the
bottle.
bottle. I know. I keep joking. I'm like, you say hide the wine, I say find the wine, and that's what makes us friends. Yeah.
Been very good to you. By the way, the single is "Half My Hometown" that we referenced with Kenny Chesney, which they are performing on the Academy of Country Music Awards on
Yeah.
Sunday night. A single officially comes out on Monday, but I want to tell you something. When I got the press release with the hook, we started playing the hook, and then when we could access the whole song, we started playing the whole song all over the
Really?
world on WSM and Circle because it is just so special. And
Thank
I
you.
realize that in the industry you have to have release dates and things like that, but and coming off that award show, it's gonna do it. Not that you haven't already had extraordinary things happen in your career and life, but it's going to another level. I really feel that.
Oh, well, your lips to God's ears. I really hope this song gets heard by a lot of people. So thank you for already playing it. That's very nice of you.
And you have been kind enough to come see us during the course of the pandemic and the quarantine shows when we had nobody in the audience.
Yeah.
And then we could have somebodies in the audience,
Yeah.
limited capacity. But as you look back on this last year, would that be a highlight for you as far as getting to play is that you got to play the Grand Ole Opry?
I only got to play a few shows, and the fact that I think two of the three were at the Grand Ole Opry, um, it's like, the circle stays unbroken. It's
Mm.
it's amazing how when there's a will, there's a way, and you guys found a way to make music still happen and get it to people who needed it probably more than ever. And for me as a fan and for me as an artist to be able to have that to look forward to when it was on my calendar and still get the pre-show jitters and sit across from not only my husband but also Keith Urban on that one show, like I'll never forget that. That was incredibly special, and I thought it was going to be maybe like feel stark with no audience. It didn't. It's such a special place that you feel, you just, I don't know, you feel the warmth of the history there and the legacy, and I think that was one of my bright spots last year, was getting to play the Opry a couple times.
All right, before we go, our business colleague in our Ryman Hospitality Grand Ole Opry family is Blake Shelton in the Old Red franchises, right?
Yeah,
You got to be a part of The Voice and filled in for Kelly Clarkson.
I
Before you
did.
go, what was that experience like?
It was incredible. She called me the night before we started taping, and I just flew to LA on a whim and did it. And it was so rewarding. I love Kelly, so I would do anything in the world for Kelly. And I also was just like, what a crazy opportunity. And her one thing was like, keep my rivalry with Blake. And I was like, I got you. So I had only met Blake once before, but now I feel like we're buddies. And so that's a nice thing that came out of it.
I like when Blake recently said she got Adam Levine fired from The Voice. And he said, all I'm saying is he used to sit where she's sitting and he's not sitting there anymore. That innuendo.
He's hilarious.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
quick.
He absolutely is. Well, it is so great to have a little time with you in an incredibly busy week, but I think you're going to look back on this and have a reason to celebrate the
Thank you.
2021 edition of the Academy of Country Music Awards. Kelsea Ballerini. Thanks again.
Good to see you. Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.